Hello everybody! Welcome back to Convos. I'm your host, Ice, and today, as according to the title of this video that you clicked on, this episode will be about music-inspired mediums. I'm a very music-inspired person. I typically, whenever I draw, I listen to music and all that. So for today, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to pick out a song and I'm going to design a character to it. I also have a nice little sketchbook that I will fill you in at the end on why it is here instead of my usual one. Let's get right into it. Now, music has always been a very big inspiration to me, and I know it's been a very big inspiration to others as well. So it only makes sense for me to finally do a music-inspired video. So to start here, this is the first pose that I tried and made an attempt on drawing. I used the pose reference from Pinterest, although this isn't the pose that I go with in the end. You'll see me erase the entire drawing and start on a completely new pose, which I'm also using from Pinterest. I use that for most of my references. Now to talk a little bit about my topic, music-inspired mediums. I was listening to music. I'm a very music-oriented person, like I just said. So I typically will draw art to music whenever I am drawing. Judas is written by Lady Gaga. It's track number 4 on her album Born This Way. I used to listen to that a lot as a kid, so obviously I had to go with something Gaga. It's also just been something that's been in my general playlist for a long time now. You can never go wrong with Gaga. Now, from Genius.com, a pretty popular website for lyrics and sort of behind the scenes and comments from the actual artists themselves. In their About section, they say Judas talks about the struggle between light and dark, good and bad guys, and purity and sin. This song is the second single from Lady Gaga's Born This Way. Lady Gaga directed the music video for Judas with her ex-choreographer, Laurieann Gibson. Found it very interesting that on the Billboard of 2019, the song had actually sold a total of 1 million copies to date. It's a really interesting statistic that they throw in there, as well as they also have the 2011 Born This Way album put in there so you can listen to her other music as well. Look around for things. There's also her music video, which I believe is on YouTube and multiple other platforms. Now, of course, my other source here is Wikipedia. Not always the most reliable source, I should say, but for this case, I did read through it, and it does have most of the well-known information that I found in other places, such as Judas was released with the album April 15th, 2011. Its genre is actually electro house, which I thought was pretty interesting as well, at about 4 minutes and 9 seconds. The songwriters were Stefani Germanotta and Nadir Kayad, and then the producers were Lady Gaga and Red One. Now, the reason I really chose Judas is because it is just a bombing song. Like, if you haven't listened to it, you should go listen to it. Unfortunately, I can't put a clip of the song in here because YouTube copyright, woohoo. But I greatly encourage you to listen to it. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's in many, many different places. So pretty much anywhere you could probably listen to it. As I said, I've been a pretty big fan of Lady Gaga since I was a child, so hearing Judas as of the past couple of years, I think I first listened to it since childhood, and it's just spoken to me. It's a good song just to kind of vibe out to, even if I don't 100% relate to the lyrics. It's just a really nice song to jam out to. This song really inspired me to kind of do a sort of, I mean, whenever I think of this song, I think of kind of like a badass character. Some sort of character that's kind of like the bad boy, or the, you know, the bad character stereotype, you know, like those high school movies where they're like, oh, that's the bad boy of the high school. That's pretty much what I was kind of thinking of, but more of like with that mix of that mysterious and alluring type. It's really fun to find here and what I see within the lyrics. As you can see, I already went with the next pose, and I used different references on Pinterest to look up the boots as well as the general outfit. Otherwise, I kind of modified it to my own specialties. I just used those outfits for references. I gave them this person the sort of baggy pants, you know, the ones where they're like skin tight around like the calf to the knee, and then around the thighs they like poof out. It's a bunch of like relaxed fabric. That's really what I wanted to go for. I was really planning out this outfit design, like you don't even know. They have kind of these shin and knee guards along with their boots that are like built into the guards, because I'd like to think they're this vigilante type person. They're not necessarily good, but not necessarily bad, like bad either. And also, I mean, Lady Gaga is just a really good artist. Like, if you listen to her other songs, it makes a lot of sense, and I feel as though I have a lot of pride in listening to her. Her artwork makes a lot of sense to me, and it speaks to me in certain cases. She's obviously a pretty famous producer. She makes a lot of music, she's made a lot of hits, and she's a pretty well-known name around pretty much everywhere. Here I'm going to actually start on the line art of the character, because I feel like that was appropriate for this last video. Now, moving on from the specifics, music in general is just a really important topic to many people, me personally. As you may have seen in my last video, I talked with my mom about art in general, and obviously we were talking about more physical art mediums, but who is very much considered like musical mediums and listening mediums, because I love music. I love music. I use it in my everyday life. It is everywhere that I go. I take it everywhere with me. I do almost everything with it. So typically when I'm drawing, when I'm just reading, when I'm doing anything at school, when I'm doing schoolwork, when I'm working, anything pretty much. Globally, music has impacted the economy, it's impacted the people, it's impacted everything. And you can find music in pretty much everything, not just through your screen. And I know to many others, it's also a great form of expression and a great tool for, I mean, really a coping mechanism as well. Music is everywhere. There's live bands that will play, there's orchestras. I used to be in orchestra at around the 5th grade level. I played the violin for quite a while before I wasn't able to really do that anymore. And then in middle school to high school, I've done mostly choir. I like singing, I like making music. I just really, really enjoy it. In middle school, I also tried out band, so I played a horn in my band in middle school, and I really appreciated that form of music as well. In high school, we've worked with, I mean, obviously being in one of the more curricular choirs, one of the upper levels, we deal with piano practice and the use of like knowing keys and notes, which is just basic things that you should know if you are becoming a musician. Other than jazz, jazz is a very special genre. It's really cool. We actually got to go to New Orleans last year, which was awesome. Like, I cannot tell you how happy that trip made me, because I have always wanted to go to New Orleans, and I know a lot of my family has really wanted to go to New Orleans as well. So it was a once in a lifetime chance for me. many people tend to be appreciative of that form of art and that medium of artwork. There's a lot that goes into being a music producer and a music writer, and there's a lot that you need to uphold that I can imagine, especially in other people's eyes and like just with stereotypes and with, how to make a living off of it. I've been super happy to share how I view music and a bunch of different things that I think about when I listen to music and how I use it in my daily life with you guys. I really appreciate just being able to make art for other people to actually see. I have a personal art Instagram that I may or may not link. I also have an Instagram for my channel, as well as a business email. Alright, well that seems to be the rest of my time for this voiceover. I will conclude it and switch it over to outro me. Peace out. Alright, and that is the end of my drawing. This is the finished product. I like it. I like it. Some of the pants parts are a little silly, goofy, but I don't mind it too much. I think I'm pretty proud of this. Alright, and that's all for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in to the last episode of Canvas Convos. Yes, you heard me right. Unfortunately, this is the last. That is why I'm using this very special sketchbook for me. Let me know in the comments what your favorite genre of music is, and still feel free to send in your art to my Instagram or my email, which will be put down in the description. Down there. And if you liked today's video, be sure to like and subscribe to the JHS Creative Communications YouTube channel, as well as look out for new tweets at JHS Creative Com on Twitter, com with 2 M's, and it's all lowercase. Again, should be in the description. And then while you're at it, go ahead and check out the JHS Apple Podcast too. There'll surely be more videos to come into the future, so please go check them out. There's some awesome people doing some really creative and funny things on there. Thank you for sticking around and watching my videos. I appreciate it. This has been a production of the Creative Communications class at Jordan High School from Jordan, Minnesota. For the last time, thank you.